Have you ever noticed how the harder you chase something, the more it seems to slip away? How the moments you are most desperate for love, for success, for recognition, those are the times when life feels furthest out of reach. There is a quiet truth that the Stoics understood long ago, a truth that the modern world often forgets in its noise and rush, that the more still your mind becomes, the more life unfolds naturally before you, not because you force it, but because you have aligned yourself with the deeper rhythms of life itself. When we are agitated, when our hearts are clouded by longing and fear, we cannot see clearly. We push, we pull, we exhaust ourselves, and yet fulfillment remains distant. But when we calm the mind, when we let go of the desperate need to control, we create space. And in that space, everything we once desired begins to move toward us. Today, I invite you to take a different path, a quieter path, a path where you no longer chase life, but stand firm within yourself and watch as life comes to meet you. Let us begin by rediscovering what the Stoics knew so well, that true power, true joy, and true fulfillment are not found outside of you. They are born in the quiet strength of a calm and steady mind. Part 1. The silent power of calmness. There is a strength inside you that few ever discover. Not the strength to shout louder, not the strength to force things into place, but the silent strength to remain still, even when the world demands that you react. You may not realize it yet, but within you lies a vast, untouched reservoir of peace. It has been there all along, quietly waiting for you to notice, waiting for you to turn inward, to stop fighting the currents of life, and to listen. Really listen. Not with fear, not with impatience, but with trust. Calmness is not weakness. It is the highest form of self-mastery. When you choose to be calm, you are not surrendering to circumstances. You are reclaiming your power from them. You are saying to the world, "You do not control my mind. I do." In the noise of daily life, you have been taught to chase after everything, taught to believe that happiness lives somewhere far outside of you. But the Stoics knew the truth. They knew that your mind, if left untamed, becomes your greatest enemy. And your mind, if guided gently with wisdom and patience, becomes your greatest ally. Imagine for a moment what your life would feel like if you no longer allowed every small inconvenience to disturb your peace. If you no longer let the moods of others dictate the weather inside your soul. If you stood rooted like a mountain, calm in the face of every storm. That is the silent power of calmness. It is not loud. It is not flashy. It is quiet, steady, and deeply transformative. When you stop letting anxiety drive your choices, you see opportunities you once missed. When you stop letting anger cloud your heart, you find paths you never noticed. When you stop letting fear dictate your steps, you move with a clarity and strength that cannot be shaken. You have that power within you right now, not someday in the future, not after you fix yourself. Now, in this very moment. But it begins with a decision to step back from the chaos, to refuse the invitation to panic, to breathe deeply, slowly, and to trust that you are capable of handling whatever life brings. The truth is, calmness changes how life unfolds before you. When your mind is calm, you become magnetic. You draw the right people, the right opportunities, the right moments, without the desperate need to chase them. It is not magic. It is simply alignment. You are no longer creating resistance with your fear. You are flowing with life, not against it. And the best part, the more you practice, the more natural it becomes. Calmness stops being something you try to do. It becomes who you are. So if you have ever felt tired of fighting, if you have ever longed for a life where peace is not a rare visitor, but your constant companion, know that it is already within your reach. It does not require you to be perfect. It only requires you to be present. To recognize that your mind, at rest, is a force more powerful than you have ever been taught to believe. Right now, you have a choice. You can continue to let the storms of life toss you from one emotion to another. Or you can become the calm in the storm, the steady hand, the quiet center. This is your journey, and it begins the moment you realize that the most powerful thing you can do is to be still. Part 2. Lesson from Stoicism. Control the mind, not the world. There is a quiet truth the Stoics understood long before the noise of modern life filled the air. You cannot control the world. No matter how hard you try, no matter how much you plan, no matter how deeply you care, the world moves on its own rhythm. It is wild, it is unpredictable, it is outside of you. But there is one thing, one priceless thing, that remains yours alone. Your mind, your thoughts, your responses. You may not be able to change what happens around you, but you always have the power to decide how you will meet it. That is where your true strength lives. Not in bending the world to your will, but in mastering the only kingdom you are meant to rule, the kingdom within. There will be days when life feels unfair, when people disappoint you, when plans fall apart. And in those moments, the world will tempt you to react, to lose your calm, to trade your peace for anger, for fear, for blame. But you have a choice. You always have a choice. You can let the world pull you into its storms, or you can stand steady, like a lighthouse, guiding yourself back to what you can control, your mind. The Stoics did not teach resignation. They taught resilience. They did not say to stop caring about the world. They taught you to care in the right way, with compassion, with strength, but without attachment to the outcome. You were not born to carry the weight of everything on your shoulders. You were born to live with clarity, to pour your energy into what is truly yours, your beliefs, your intentions, your actions. When you begin to live this way, something powerful shifts inside you. You stop wasting your spirit trying to change what was never yours to command. You stop measuring your worth by things you cannot control. You begin to measure it by the integrity of your own heart. You will still feel the winds of change. You will still face moments of uncertainty and loss. But you will no longer be at their mercy. You will have an anchor inside you, a deep, unshakable calm, because you know what belongs to you and what does not. You are not responsible for the chaos of the world. You are responsible for how you show up in it. And that is where your true freedom begins. The world may continue to spin in its unpredictable way, but you, standing in your own quiet power, will no longer be spun around with it. You will walk through life with a different kind of grace, a stillness that speaks louder than any shouting, a confidence that does not need to control anything to feel secure. This is the wisdom the Stoics offer you, not to withdraw from life, but to step fully into it with a mind so calm, so clear, that no storm can take away your peace. And today you can begin, not by waiting for the world to get easier, not by waiting for perfect conditions, but by claiming the only thing that has always been yours, your mind, your most sacred ground. Choose to protect it, choose to guide it. And you will find that what once felt impossible to bear now feels manageable. What once felt like chaos now feels like opportunity. The world will not always change for you, but you can change the way you move through it. And in doing so, you will find a kind of power no one can ever take away. Part 3. Understanding desire through a Stoic lens. Desire is a powerful force. It can lift you to incredible heights, or it can chain you to endless dissatisfaction. It all depends on how you choose to see it. The Stoics never taught you to suppress your desires. They taught you to understand them, to see them clearly for what they are, not enemies to be fought, but energies to be guided. You are not wrong for wanting things, to seek love, to strive for success, to dream of a better life. These longings are natural. They are part of being human. But when desire controls you, it can become a prison. It can pull you away from your inner peace, making your happiness conditional, always tied to something just beyond your reach. You start believing, I will be at peace once I have this, or I will be enough once I achieve that. And without even realizing it, you hand over your joy to things outside of you. You make your well-being dependent on forces you cannot fully control. The Stoic wisdom invites you to a different path. It asks you to look at your desires not with judgment, but with honesty. To ask yourself, is this within my control? Is this desire lifting me higher, or is it pulling me away from myself? When you begin to see desire through this lens, something remarkable happens. You start wanting things differently. You no longer chase them out of fear or lack. You move toward them from a place of inner wholeness. Imagine wanting success, not because you are desperate for validation, but because it allows you to express your gifts more fully. Imagine longing for love, not because you feel incomplete, but because you have so much abundance within you that you wish to share. This shift changes everything. You are no longer trapped by your desires. You are guided by them, gently, wisely, freely. It does not mean giving up ambition. It does not mean becoming passive. It means remembering that your worth was never on the line to begin with. You are already enough. You are already whole. Everything you seek can be pursued with joy, not desperation. With freedom, not fear. When you anchor yourself in this understanding, you move differently through the world. You stop clinging so tightly. You stop needing the world to deliver specific outcomes for you to feel okay. And paradoxically, that is when life begins to open up. That is when opportunities come. Not because you are grasping at them, but because you have become magnetic to them. Your calmness, your clarity, your quiet confidence. These qualities attract more than anxiety and desperation ever could. Desire is not your enemy. It is a teacher. A mirror showing you where your attachments lie, where your fears hide, where your heart longs to grow. You are not here to be ruled by your desires. You are here to understand them, to refine them, to let them point you inward first, and then outward with grace. The Stoic way is not about rejecting life's beautiful possibilities. It is about learning to hold them lightly, to walk toward them with open hands, not clenched fists. You are allowed to want. You are allowed to dream. But never forget, the true treasure is not what you gain. It is who you become in the process. And you, standing here now, already have within you everything you need to walk that path with peace, with purpose, and with a deep, unshakable joy. Part 4. Lesson in Action: How to Cultivate Calmness. Daily. Calmness is not something you stumble upon. It is something you build day by day, choice by choice. It is a quiet strength you grow within yourself, even when the outside world pulls you in every direction. You do not have to wait for life to become easier to find your calm. You create it, right here, right now, with small sacred practices that honor your inner peace. Start by claiming the first moments of your morning, before the world rushes in, before the noise of demands and distractions. Sit with yourself in silence. Breathe deeply. Let your mind wake slowly, gently, like the sun rising over a still lake. In these moments, remind yourself, you are not at the mercy of today's chaos. You carry the power to meet it with a steady heart. Throughout the day, life will test you. Traffic, emails, unexpected frustrations. You will feel the pull to react, quickly, emotionally, without thinking. But you are not a puppet to your impulses. You are something deeper, something wiser. Each time you feel yourself being swept away, pause. Just for a breath, feel your feet on the ground. Feel the air moving in and out of your lungs. Remind yourself, you are allowed to slow down. You are allowed to respond, not just react. And in that tiny space between impulse and action, you reclaim your power. You cultivate calmness not by avoiding storms, but by standing tall within them. Another practice: choose your inputs carefully. What you consume shapes your inner landscape more than you realize. Fill your mind with wisdom, not noise. Read words that lift you. Listen to voices that remind you of your strength, not your fear. Protect your peace like it is something sacred, because it is. Gratitude is another powerful ally, not as a hollow habit, but as a way of seeing. Every night, before you close your eyes, whisper thanks for one moment of beauty you witnessed that day. A kind word, a deep breath, a sliver of light through your window. Gratitude roots you in the present. It teaches you that even in imperfection, life is still full of quiet gifts. And perhaps most importantly, forgive yourself when you stumble. You will have moments when you lose your calm, when anger flares, when anxiety grips, when the noise outside feels louder than the stillness within. It is okay. You are human. Growth is not linear. Progress is not perfection. Each moment you return to yourself, no matter how many times you fall away, you strengthen your foundation. Every breath you take in awareness, every moment you choose stillness over reaction. Every time you protect your inner peace like a treasure, you are building something beautiful inside you. Calmness is not about becoming emotionless. It is about holding your emotions with tenderness, without letting them own you. It is about moving through life with open hands and an open heart, trusting that you can meet whatever comes with grace. And over time, as your calmness deepens, you will notice something extraordinary. Life will respond to you differently. Opportunities will find their way to you. People will be drawn to your steady presence. Not because you chased them, but because you became a beacon, clear, grounded, at peace. This is your daily path. Not a race, not a struggle. A quiet, powerful unfolding of the strength that was always within you. You are not just learning to calm your mind. You are learning to live from your center. And that, more than anything, will change your life. Part 5. When you are calm, life starts to move. There is a quiet truth you may not have realized yet. When you stop forcing, stop chasing, and start standing still within yourself, life begins to shift. You have been taught to run harder, to push more, to hustle your way into happiness. But the real magic often happens when you do the opposite. When you ground yourself so deeply in calmness that the world can no longer shake you. When you are calm, you see things you missed before. Opportunities that once rushed past you unnoticed suddenly reveal themselves with clarity. Paths that felt hidden begin to open almost effortlessly. It is not because the world has changed. It is because you have. Your calmness becomes a magnet for the right kind of movement. Think of a river. The surface may ripple with every passing breeze. But deep beneath, the current moves with quiet, unstoppable strength. You are that river. When you live from your depth, you do not need to scream for attention. You move with quiet certainty, and everything you need starts flowing toward you. Calmness does not make you passive. It makes you powerful in a way that noise never can. It allows you to respond to life with precision, not panic, to recognize real opportunities instead of grabbing at illusions. People feel your energy even before you speak. When you are calm, you give them permission to breathe deeper too. You become a rare presence, someone who carries peace in a world addicted to chaos. And people, even if they cannot explain why, will be drawn to you. Decisions that once felt impossible become clearer when you are calm. You stop acting out of fear and start choosing from a place of knowing. You no longer seek validation in every step you take. Instead, you trust the quiet voice inside you, the one that has always known the way. This does not mean you will never feel fear or doubt. It means those feelings no longer control your steps. You acknowledge them, you honor them, but you are not ruled by them. And slowly, the life you once tried so hard to chase begins to meet you where you are. Relationships that nourish you find their way into your life. Work that aligns with your spirit starts unfolding naturally. Doors that once seemed locked swing open with little effort. It is not luck. It is the quiet reward of becoming steady within yourself. The more you practice calmness, the more you will realize life is not something you have to fight against. It is something you can flow with. And in that flow, you are not powerless. You are at your strongest, your most alive. You will have days when the surface gets stormy, when noise creeps in and tries to pull you away from your center. That is okay. Return to your breath. Return to your stillness. Every time you do, you strengthen the foundation beneath you. When you are calm, you are not ignoring life. You are finally beginning to live it with your whole heart, present, grounded, alive. This is your gift to yourself. This is your quiet revolution. And from this place, this deep, steady place within you, life does not just happen to you anymore. You move with life, and life moves with you. Conclusion. You have walked through a quiet journey today, not by rushing forward, but by turning inward, by remembering that your greatest strength has always been within you, waiting for you to slow down, to listen, to trust. You are not here to control everything around you. You are here to master the only thing that ever truly belonged to you: your mind, your heart, your spirit. There will always be noise outside. There will always be demands, distractions, and voices trying to pull you away from yourself. But you have a choice to return, to stay rooted in calmness, to move through life not with force, but with quiet confidence. Remember this: you do not have to shout to be powerful. You do not have to chase to be fulfilled. When you are calm, when you are still, you become a force of nature. You become the quiet center that holds steady while the world spins. Every breath you take is a chance to come home to yourself. Every moment you choose calmness is a step deeper into the life you were meant to live. You are stronger than you realize. You are steadier than you have been told. And your life, your real life, is not waiting somewhere out there in the distance. It is unfolding right here, right now, from the depth of your own stillness. So breathe. Stand tall and move gently. The world will move with you. You are ready. You always have been.